Hello and welcome to 5 Minute Magic from Creativity for Sale podcast, a quick fire episode sharing tips and tricks from the pages of the book of the same title. Yes, Creativity for Sale. Every week I'll be sharing 1 or 2 ideas that could give you an actionable takeaway for your creative career, your business, or just a food for thought for the weekend ahead. These tips are taken from the audiobook, and you can find a link to the full version in the show notes. In this episode, we're going to discuss proven strategies for building genuine connections and growing your customer base as a creative professional and a small business owner. Building authentic relationships is crucial for long-term success. You might already know that. But let me share a few practical ways to genuinely connect with the right clients and collaborators.
Amplify your connections. As I said earlier, the best way to build your clientele or customer base is to form real connections with those you work with and for. Your long-term success depends on the quality of your work, of course, but also on the quality of your connections and relationships with your customers and clients, and your reputation, which travels fast. This means you shouldn't rush to work with everyone right away for the wrong reasons. New connections can come your way in the form of new client inquiries, recommendations, or personal introductions. But either way, you need to grow them into meaningful connections. A meaningful connection is one where you both grow your respective businesses in tandem through the project. It's not a one-way street or a simple transaction like buying orange juice at the self-checkout. If you can land ongoing collaborations rather than one-off commissions, you will get to explore your creativity further, build on your successes, and learn from your mistakes. So, where do you find these people to start forming connections? Always start by connecting with the people you already know, and don't be afraid to ask for an introduction if someone you know knows someone who you want to know. Then move on to the people you definitely don't know but want to know. Some people and businesses add hundreds of people on LinkedIn and shotgun the same generic message to them. But if you were to send thousands of generic dating app messages, you'd likely be met with silence and tumbleweed, right? It's the same with running a creative business. Shooting wide can feel tempting, and it's certainly simple, but it's not the key to success. It's impersonal and pointless. I don't think I should have to say this, but I'm going to say it anyway. Don't send out hundreds of automated, pre-scripted emails or LinkedIn messages, essentially cold calling potential clients. You no doubt receive daily emails and messages from every man and his dog who is keen to pitch their services. And do you feel treasured and special? No. It's blatantly obvious that the conversation isn't tailored to you personally, but the process of selling or marketing. And that is fine. If it didn't work for them at some point, they wouldn't do it. But this is not the way to build genuine connections. It's far more effective to personalize your messages for individuals. To clarify, I'm not saying never email someone you don't know. I'm saying don't send the same generic message to hundreds of people, as they will see through it. Pick a select group of people you genuinely want to connect with, then send something that's tailored to them. Also understand that trying to land clients doesn't always mean shouting about what you do. Sometimes it means shouting about what they do. If a client you'd love to work with launches a new product, take the chance to compliment them on it. They'll likely be in a good mood and excited about their latest endeavour. So make the most of this and introduce yourself. Some brands look out for creative collaborators, so it's a good opportunity to get on their radar. This has worked for me many times. Instead of pitching my services to someone who has no idea who I am, I express my feelings and admiration about the work they do. They're usually genuinely engaged and interested, and a compliment can go a long way in building a connection for later. Note: There's a key difference in cold emailing versus cold messaging on social media. For emails, the golden number to get a reply is 6 messages spread out across a few days and weeks. For DMs, 6 unsolicited might make you look a bit desperate. Note, there's a key difference in cold emailing versus cold DMing on social media. For emails, the golden number to get a reply is 6 messages spread out across a few days and weeks. Either way, the key is having the right tone. Be personal, be curious, and be specific, with a clear call to action for them to make. To truly amplify your work is to continually generate interest in what you do. But this starts with you, and it's vital that you are creating momentum, continually moving forwards. Keeping up momentum can feel challenging, and quieter times naturally make everyone panic that no work is coming in. But resist the temptation to send dozens of panic emails, hoping that someone will magically reply within a few minutes with a life-changing piece of work. Desperation at such times is inevitable, but it can be avoided with proactive work. One proven trick is to send at least 1 email a day to someone in your network. This builds momentum and means you stay on people's radar. You can assign them into groups according to their importance, like clients or collaborators, potential clients and brands, industry contacts, or like-minded creatives. Your email might be for the purposes of generating interest in your work, keeping in touch with previous clients, sending a compliment to a podcast host, or sending a personalized work update. Each only takes a few minutes to write and send. This method has worked for me for years, and I still send an email a day. It gives the impression that there's a constant buzz going on, even when I'm not on the lookout for new projects or collaborations. By sending an email each day on an ongoing basis, there's no heightened sense of expectation or needing someone to reply. You just tell the world you exist and that your business is healthy. And who knows where that will take you. Note, when it comes to emailing, only write an email when you know exactly what you want to say. Then reread it, shorten it, and shorten it some more. Think about it from the perspective of the recipient. Does it make sense? What do you want from it? Impulsive gibberish may only take a few seconds to write, but it might spend a lifetime sitting in an inbox unread. I once told a client that I would be charging him for reading his emails as they were endless verbal meanders that didn't achieve any purpose. After chomping through the sludge of his thoughts, I'd still have to pick up the phone and work out what on earth I was meant to be doing. So, my top tip is to get it all down in 5 sentences, no more, and set out the action you want the person to do next, which means they will need to reply. It might feel a bit pushy or even a bit unnatural to do, but it's easier for both you and the client, and it saves a lot of time and hassle.